Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversations dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man, brother DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. IG Elephant Man _ podcast / Elephant Man Podcast on Facebook, X / Poster Boys, and hit the Paleo Hebrew in the top right or the bottom right corner. Subscribe today. Also on TikTok at Elephant Man 219. Subscribe. And don't forget to subscribe to Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Hebrew Connect, and Hebrew Sphere. Subscribe today. Shalom. Blessings to you all. This is the day that Yahuwah has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. And here we live and move and have our being. Our scripture, sowing and reaping, Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. And that doesn't just mean bad. You reap what you sow, bro. You reap what you sow on the good, too. Right? You sow into the spirit. If you sow into the flesh, you shall reap corruption. But if you sow into the spirit, you shall reap everlasting life. And that's why it says, be not be not deceived in well doing. You will reap if you faint not. Right? Don't faint. Don't faint. Don't faint. Keep doing good. Right? No one else doing change around you. You be the change you want to see. Keep doing good. Keep doing good as unto the Most High Yah. Nevertheless, not your will, but His will be done. Keep doing that thing, right? No matter if it's rare, no matter if it's not seen, it's rare for a purpose. Quarter Shem or set apart, you are a set apart one. It's going to be odd. You're going to be the black sheep. You're going to do stuff unfamiliar. You're going to do stuff that's not conventional, right? You're not trying to buck against the status quo. You just built different. You was built different. You made for such a time as this. He called you by name, right? When you was in your mother's womb, he called you by your name and set you in the cylinder called time for such a time as this. So we just thank the Most High Yah for you. Um, it's okay to be peculiar. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be that's just you don't see every time. You don't see everywhere, right? So it's okay to be that way. That's the way the Most High Yah made you for His glory, for His purpose, and for His will. And we can't shy down on the will that the Most High Yah has for us concerning Him. So we just thank uh, everybody. Bless you. Thank you for coming and joining. It's been very interesting weeks. Been a very interesting week. Um, Shout out to my youngest son's graduation. Blessings to him. Shalom. Um, Sky's the limit for him. He had some troubles early on, and but he navigated his way through that thing. And I want him to see the resilience in it. He rolled up the sleeve and he got it done. Right? He didn't have to go to Job Corps. Shout out to Job Corps. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He didn't have to go to uh, after summer school, after school, and night school, and all these different things. Had some very serious challenges, but he navigated his way through that, and that's from the grace of Yah and the prayers of the saints. So we just thank the Most High Yah for him. He graduated. He's trying to go into construction. We need it. Hey, listen, guys, the trades are needed. We need electricians. We need plumbers. We need carpenters, roofers. We need these trades. We really, really need these trades so we can get it going and get it cracking. All right. So anyway, we just thank the Most High Yah for everything that He's doing. I had a good time with some of my interns this summer. This not summer. I'm sorry. This Saturday, this weekend, and we got a chance to talk. Um, Once you learn the trade, you learn the skill, you cannot unlearn it. You know, sometimes when we get jobs based off our degrees and diplomas, nothing wrong with going to school. Sometimes we at the mercy of the employer, right? Like, you overqualified, you underqualified. I never understood overqualified. I guess in their interest, they say you're overqualified. I can't hire you because you're going to eventually leave because people want long uh, standing relationships and for their company. So you're like, nah, you're overqualified, you're over certified, you're going to eventually bounce. I guess that's what the whole thing with that. Underqualified, I get it. You don't meet the criteria, but overqualified, I never knew. So that's probably what it is. But once you learn to trade, no one can take that from you. No one can take that from you. If you hear a little sound in the back, that's the fan going. So I apologize for that, but I like to be a little cool in here, circulation. No one can take a trade from you, right? You learn something, you learn it for life. That's the whole thing we're doing with the urban farming, urban garden. We want them to know that they can grow their own food. We want them to get a different understanding of the food. They know exactly where their food come from, right? They do the organic practices. They might not be certified organic, but if you do organic practices, that's pretty much organic. I'm gonna say that again. You might not have a certified, but you got to get a certain certificate and go through certain things to have your farm or growing area considered organic, right? This more dense, nutrient dense, and healthy for you. That's why organic stuff costs more. But you can have organic practices. Thus, it's organic. Even though the man didn't give you your label or your sticker, you can't put organic on your product if you don't if you're not certified for it, you get in trouble. But you can still say organic practices, meaning no harmful pesticides and herbicides and the way I grow, we do try to do natural as possible, no tilling methods, different things like that. But I'm getting off the subject. I said all that to say when you get a trade, no one can take that trade from you, right? You always will have that. You always have that. And I had a friend, rest in peace, he passed. He used to help his stepdad with the cars. And he said he hated it. And then he had hand me that wrench and hand me that, and it's the summertime, and everybody are having a good old time, and he's helping his stepdad build and work on these cars. Well, lo and behold, guess what? He know how to do that stuff now, right? Well, when he was alive, rest in peace. So now he can do odds and end jobs, alternators, starters, brakes, rotors, changing oil, just a lot of different things, changing lights, solenoid switches, and all kind of stuff that the intricate parts of the car because he was there and he learned it. He learned it. He hated it because he wanted to do what everybody else did. But what they was running around, and you still got to have your activity, still got to have activities. But while they was doing all of that, he was learning it, and he took it, and it made him a little extra cash, right? So when you learn a trade, a multiple trade, handyman, drywall, whatever, you'll never. Somebody gonna always need some help when it comes to that. So I encourage you all to learn how to grow your own food. We're going to be even though some of you guys are not physically in my area, we're going to be doing some online stuff and some practice, some theory, so you can be able to practice it in your own backyard or your own growing space and growing area. We'll get to that soon. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. We 10 minutes. We just chewing the fat. I was glad to hear y'all, see from y'all, and well, not really see y'all, but I'm glad to hear y'all, and I'm glad that y'all tuned in because y'all could be anywhere, but y'all come in and hang out with your man. I appreciate you. Um, so today we're gonna go into some Genesis. We're gonna go into Genesis. We got to know where we are. We got to know where we are. Now we embrace conviction, but we shun condemnation. And so what that means is we embrace the conviction of the Ruach HaKodesh, but we shun condemnation. What condemnation can stifle us, can 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 make us fall short, can make us not want to try, can make us lose hope, can make us doubt, can make us fearful, can make us worry. That's what it does to us. But conviction, I'm convicted in the spirit to change and do better, and to change and pivot and to do better. Right? I'm convicted. Right? But you got to know where you at. You got to know where you at. That's the beginning to know where you at. Now we call things as not as though they were. We do say that, right? Fearfully, wonderfully made in the image of Abba Yahuwah in the name of Yahusha. We get that. We do that. But we also have to uh, know where we at today, 10 toes down, where we stand. And if we don't know where we at, that's when deception and delusion um, comes in sometimes. Or if we hard on ourselves, we might think that, man, I'm only here. You'd be surprised. You are a walking testimony, and you're further than you think you are, and you're doing better than you think that you are. That's why comparison kills. You look to the left, you look to the right, you look at all of these posts, and comparison kills. It's not good to get into comparison matches and all that stuff. You know, you comfortable with the skin you in and the lane that you run your race in. You stay in your own lane that you run your race in. You're comfortable in that, right? And you'll be light for the flight, meaning you're not carrying baggage and doubt and fear and depression and worry and different things like that. So I'm gonna go right into we got to know where we at, but I'm gonna start off with this. We're gonna start off in Genesis with our Creator. Abba Yah, in the name of Yahushua, we thank you for this word. We ask you to touch it. We ask you to breathe on it. We ask you to give us a rhema inspirational word. Abba Yah, for the listener, that he or she may be able to just be able to be blessed by it and take it in and let the seed germinate and bring forth much fruit, some 30, some 60, some hundredfold. In Yahushua Mashiach's name we pray. Amen. Genesis 2. Thus the heavens, Genesis 2 and 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. So we start off with Genesis 2, and the Most High, the Creator is creative. He's creating different things. And on the seventh day, he ended his work which he made and rested on the seventh from all the work which he made. Hallelujah. And Yahusha and Yahweh blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because in that it was he rested from all his work which Yahuwah created and made. These are the generations of the heavens and the earth when they were created in the day that the Most High Yah made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb and every field before it grew, the Most High Yah had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So it didn't rain like we get rain, right? And so the water came, the irrigation system from the bottom, right? It irrigated the root system, and then that's how the plants grew. And then he said it had no man to till the ground. Verse 6. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. So that's what I was talking about. It didn't rain upon the earth. The mist came from the bottom. Um, and the Most High Yah formed man in the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. And the Most High Yah planted a garden eastward of Eden. There he put the man whom he had formed out of the ground, made the Most High Yah to grow every tree that was pleasant to the sight and good for food. And the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out Eden to the water of the garden, and from thence it parted and became into the four heads. So that verse 9, it was saying he had the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. This is giving us a choice. Abba doesn't want puppets. He doesn't want robots. In the cylinder called time, he wants us to choose. He wants us to choose life. He wants us to choose him. He wants us to submit to the finished work of the Most High Yah through Yahushua Mashiach, the Passover lamb. But he does not uh, uh, change. He does not change us. He wants us to give it. You know, that's why even when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he said, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. He said, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. So he's on thy kingdom come, thy will be done, and not my kingdom come, my will be done. A lot of things happen like that. That's why we be double minded in all our ways, because one minute we saying thy kingdom come, thy will be done. And then in the next minute we saying my kingdom come, my will be done. And we learn that as we grow, we walk in the spirit and we being led by the spirit and we listening to the still small voice of the spirit. And he's saying, my kingdom come, my will be done. A lot of times people are doing thy kingdom because Abba Yah is not confused. He's not the author of confusion. So I couldn't understand how, wait a minute, you saying God walks with you, Yah walks with you, talk with you. She's saying Yah walks with her, talk with her. He's saying Yah walks with them, talk with him. And y'all all saying something different. And it's one Abba Yahuwah, one faith, and one baptism. And everybody is saying something different, right? They got the deepest revelation. Come buy their book, right? At first, I didn't understand it, but now I get it. This is what's going on. Some was sent and some was went. We get that. But Abba Yahuwah is talking to all of them. He's not contradicting himself by telling this person one thing and this person another thing. It's like coming to what Elder Rob, my brother, was talking about, coming to the table. It's like a potluck. Everybody's bringing a piece, right? So you got potato salad, and you're like, man, this potato salad is the most important thing. Why? Because you slaved over it, you labored over it, you put time, talent, and treasure, effort into it. Then the next person comes, man, this macaroni and cheese, the best thing. This, that, and other. Everybody should macaroni and cheese because you slaved over it, labored over the same thing. Somebody else bring a garden salad. Somebody else uh, bring some broiled lamb, right? Somebody else brings something different. So it's not the fact that it's like one is greater than the other. The revelation that the Most High Yah giving you is you supposed to bring to the table so we can have a feast. When everybody bring their part to the table, we'll all have a feast, right? So, but if you stay by yourself, you're only gonna have your bowl of potato salad, your pot of greens, your pot of mac and cheese, right? You got to come together, right? And bring your part so we can have a feast. Now, if everybody's at the table and the person that made the greens, and can't nobody get down on the greens like this person. The liquid smoke in there and the fresh garlic cut up in there and the onions, my mouth was watering thinking about it. And then they say, I ain't going. But guess what? We're going to be short an intricate part of this meal. We're going to be short greens, right? We're going to be short greens. And solitude is good. Solitary is not. Solitary confinement is not. But solitude is good. Sometimes you need some solitude, but we need to get out, and we are created to navigate this life with each other, with people. So when you bring what you bring to the table, quote unquote networking, quote unquote fellowshipping, right? Then we have a full meal. I remember we used to have a man to man. Shout out to Elder Delos and all of them. And Tuesdays, on certain Tuesdays, we have men to men. And it would be my time to teach. And I would study this stuff, right? And I was like, man, we're going to have a blessed time because I've listened to the Most High Yah, see what he got for me. And I would have pages and stuff and scriptures. And do you know when I got there, we got in the circle, other men, like minds, like spirits, they would, it would trigger something in them from what I would teach because there wasn't no dialogue. I mean, it wasn't no monologue. Mono meaning I'm speaking by myself. It was a dialogue. So I would say something, and then somebody else could raise their hand and say something based off of the scriptures, based off the lesson that I didn't even cover, that I didn't even look at, that I didn't even notice. But the game recognized game, faith to faith, glory to glory, Ruach recognized Ruach. They would say stuff, and I would be like, wow, I would never have known that part. I would have never known that part, right? I would have never known that part. I just want to make sure my mic's still going because I'm doing a lot of talking. I would have never known that part if I wouldn't have came to the table with them. Now I'm even more blessed. Now I can keep the revelation to myself, right? But now that I'm with my friends, my fellows, and we fellowshipping, right? Now I'm getting more, and then somebody else will say something different from off what that person said, and it's now we got 5 or 6 different things off of just Launchpad, and we walk home, we walk flat, we full. What happens when you finish eating a full meal, with a complete meal? You full, man. You full, man. You stuffed, right? You are stuffed. You are blessed, right? And that's what it is. He said, man shall not even be alone. He don't even want a man to be alone. He don't want man to be alone. He gave him a helpmeet, right? And he don't want us to be by ourselves. He give us fellowship, right? So we just can't say, oh, just me and y'all. That's it. I know we got setbacks and we have disappointments and we have expectations and we have different things that we dealt with and we deal with. I get that, but in the same time, we are meant to come together, right? And then we got preferences on things we like or don't like, right? Things we are taught and haven't taught, things we know and don't know, but we come together and we could do a whole bunch. And that's why it trips me out sometimes when I hear certain teachers. It's like, man, you did not get the whole squirrel. Trust me, your ego will be through the roof. It's through the roof now with the little piece that you got, right? It's through the roof now with the piece that you got. You trying to if your part is macaroni and cheese and you're explaining the 3 cheeses you put in there and the milk and the different things like that, man, you jamming on that. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the revelation of the mac and cheese. Okay. Well, he over here with the revelation of the greens and liquid smoke and onions in there and all right, and they over there with the potato salad and they over there with the broiled lamb. And then when you come together, you can eat. But if you us four and no more, I'm the only one with it. This mac and cheese is it. Then you're gonna be at a deficit. You're gonna miss out. You're gonna miss out on the beautiful tapestry that the Most High, yeah. Even if you look at the sea, in the sea, all the different types of fish, right? Short ones, long ones, fat ones, blue ones, yellow ones, red ones, green ones, purple ones, clear ones, translucent ones, like you can see through the fish. You can see all the inside part. Amazing. The creator is creative, and he wants us to create when we come together. But let me finish reading this because I'm gonna do this in probably more than one part. And the river, okay, and the first verse 11, and the first is Paisan, that it is which compass the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold, and gold of the land is good, and Bodim and Oxenstone, and it's just naming all of that stuff. So let me read down here. And the Most High, verse 15, took man, put him in the Garden of Eden to dress it and keep it. And the Most High commanded man, saying, of every tree of the garden thou may freely eat, but the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat, for in the day thou eatest thou shalt surely die. This is the Most High given. We can choose life or death, right? And the Most High Yah said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will take him, I will make him a helpmeet for him, right? So this is when he said it's not good for man to be alone. So solitude uh, is good, but solitary confinement is not. That's what they do when they try to throw prisoners in jail. And they try to break them down and store them in solitary confinement, right? Turn the lights off. You sitting in the dark, no window for days. You just, or even if the lights is on, you're away from everybody else. Why would that be considered a punishment? Because you are born and you are made to be with others. And we know we have different church hurts and different whatever that is. I've never experienced that. I have disappointments, but I never the church hurt because it's just the Most High. Yeah, like all right, we just going where we going next. I know you're perfect in all your ways. Even though man has failed me, but you're perfect in all your ways, and I know I failed you, so I'm gonna be more patient towards my fellow man, right? But anyway, um, he said, the Most High said it is not good for man be alone. I will make him a help. I will make him a help meet for him. And out of the ground, the Most High Yah formed every beast of beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called them, every living creature, that was the name thereof. So he put him in the garden, tend to it. He gave him a job. He gave him an assignment. He didn't have to work for it. It's like it's freely have received, freely give. You can have it. It's mine is mine, and it make me casa su casa, right? And I give you a help me. And the Most High caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Most High had taken from man made a woman and brought her unto man. And Adam said, this is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken from the man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh, right? They shall be one, right? They come together with one. Now, they have two different ideologies, two different households, right? She may grow up eating Fruit Loops. Just track with me. Fruit Loops. That's the best cereal ever. That's my cereal. My daddy told me Fruit Loops is the best cereal ever. Blah, 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 blah. You grow up eating Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks is it, man. I'm telling you. Apple Jacks is it, and that's the best. So she's coming from a Fruit Loops home. You're coming from an Apple Jacks home, right? And contention and strife. Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops. Apple Jacks, Fruit Loops. Use this for an example. Track with me, trace with me, stay with me. When you guys become one flesh, you got to start a new tradition, or your house gonna be divided. If you have kids and pops leave and you say your daddy is dumb, Fruit Loops is it, and then she leaves and you say your mom don't know what she's talking about, Apple Jacks is it. It's gonna be a double-minded son and a daughter, right? They ain't gonna know what's going on. The house is divided, can't stand. Now, I know it's Fruit Loops. So now what you got to do is when you come together, right? Applejack house, Fruit Loop house, you could do one or two things. You can get both. They both sitting on the top of the refrigerator. They got a box of Fruit Loops, and we got a box of Apple Jacks, right? We've compromising for the sake of the oneness, right? I'm bringing Apple Jacks, and they bringing Fruit Loops, right? They can both sit on the counter, right? Or we can start our own tradition. We can start our own. Well, let's dish both of them. Let's just do raisin bran. We doing raisin bran in this house. So now when the kids come, oh y'all on one accord with the raisin bran? Yeah, this is what we on right now. I'm going somewhere with this. It's bigger than cereal. Just listen to me. So now when the families come over, oh man, y'all see I got a box of raisin bran up there. What happened to the Fruit Loop and Applejack tradition? We decided we're gonna we both like raisin bran. And this is our things in our house. We coming together uh in this area. This is what we're doing as a team and as a family and as a nucleus, right? And they become one flesh. They become one. And that's what it does too. This is another reason why, but we don't compromise on the things of the Most High Yah. I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. Well, I'll just follow Most High Yah, and you can just be voodoo priest, and we'll just compromise. No, 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 no. Yahweh don't share when it comes to that. That's the reason why he was telling Solomon, "Hey, you got a lot of strange women, and in your camp. Some of them they're going to turn your heart away from me and what we're doing, what we're building. We're building up the legacy of David, your father David, on the way to Yahushua HaMashiach. They worshiping Baal, Molech, Ashtoreth. They doing all this other stuff. They're going to turn you away from what we got going on. I'm not saying do that. I'm not saying do that. I'm saying as far as your nucleus, your house. As for me and my family, we shall serve the Most High Yah. That's y'all coming together on one accord. It said, be not unequally yoked. Y'all coming together on one accord and y'all serving the Most High Yah together. Y'all serving the Most High Yah together, right? And they were both naked, and man and his wife were not ashamed. They were both naked, and they were not ashamed. The Ruach had me stop right there. They were both transparent. They were both open, and they were not ashamed. Right? They didn't know no better. They ain't got nothing to hide from. Who we gonna be ashamed from? That means they was open and transparent with each other, and they were open and transparent with the Creator. Because it said they talked with the Creator, right? So that is very powerful. That's the first part of what we're going on. But we on this series, Adam, where art thou? This is part one. We took a few side streets, but we being spirit led by the Ruach, because we know that you is going to be in here and be blessed by this. I hope you was blessed by it. If you was blessed by it, make sure you like, subscribe, share. You can also give to the Cash App, $DBZ9484. All the proceeds, large or great, goes to keeping this channel rolling and on the air. All right. Be done with part one. We're going to get in part two in a minute. Every Man Podcast Network. Grown Man Conversation dealing with Elvis in the room. I am out. Perfect.